Hello again, and welcome to Affirmation Art Journaling number 16. And today's affirmation is, I am letting go of all that no longer serves me. I am letting go of all that no longer serves me. And I'm really feeling this affirmation today, and I love it, and that's why I chose it. And I don't write it down on the page, but I made it on Canva, and I like the white text with the black background. So stick around, and if you're liking this content, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. And I have reached a new goal of 5,000 subscribers. So, and I could not do it. This is not an I thing. This is a we thing. So, thank you very much, all of you wonderful creators or admirers of creating, and I hope you are joining. And this channel inspires you. So today I've been dying to do a blue, back to my blue again, because I just love blue. And I've been remembering these different, these different paintings, these different ideas, explorations I call them, in this format, in the affirmation, because that's the important thing that comes first. And that's the difference between my abstract art journaling pages, which is an exploration of, color, composition, and more of the art-based, still using the intuitive process, but with in a different way. The affirmation art journaling pages are all from the heart, the soul. And that's why my tagline is, art is a journey of the heart to the soul. And it's a little woo-woo, but you know what? That's the era we are in now. And you can feel it, you can see it in all the other channels, and all of this stuff is as more people are waking up. So that's my little philosophy on the side there. That's a whole other channel and a whole other thing. So my colors, and these colors will be listed in the comments or the description below the video. Let's see, what do we have here? We have turquoise blue, light blue, teal from golden, the heavy Payne's gray, the transparent mixing white, and of course the unbleached titanium. And I don't use black or anything, I don't change it, but that would be really awesome because, and by the way, if you don't have Payne's gray, use ultramarine blue with black. And it's probably even better because you can change the amounts of black and, the ratios. And you know what? I think that's what I'll do next time. I'm going to run with blue for a little while. As you've noticed, I'll go with I did a neutral page yesterday, which I love. And I want to do a very white, almost white, with echoes of things. Anyway, I've got all these things coming, but we'll just save that for another video. So I gathered a bunch of different temperature of blues. Teal is a warm, it's got a little bit of yellow or whatever in it, it's warmer. Payne's gray is towards the red, the more cooler blues. And I love mixing up. This blue this on this collage piece that you see here is, it's like a violet blue, but it's very light and very opaque. You'll find the teal is very opaque. The light blue that I have isn't as, it's definitely heavier than the transparent mixing white that we're using lately. And the teal is pretty opaque as well. The Payne's gray is very translucent, and that's why I use it a lot, especially for staining, like the nickel azo gold, quinacridones, all of those expensive, colors, if you get them in the fluid form by Golden, which is crazy amount, but it's fabulous paint, and hey, that's what we gotta pay, I guess. But I went another route, and Liquitex is just as great. There's also the open versions of Golden, and those work really well when you're using your jelly plate printer. So, and you can also get the different mediums to add to your paints to hold off drying time. But I find I like the speed of the acrylic, because especially for layering, I like it to dry quickly, and then apply another layer on top. And I don't like the layers mixing together unless that's my intention. So I just started with my usual default, putting those broken lines across, and I knew I was just I want to do a light to dark. Let's do something different. And then I thought, okay, I started adding the white on the bottom, and I thought, well, let's use the unbleached titanium. And now what's happening too, there's two changes, going from light to dark and also from warm to cool as you go to the top of the substrate, the page. And I know right away the colors that I want to use when you look at these are all my collage leftovers on the left here. And when you can see how they go, they bounce off each other and everything, it's like, oh, I know right away which I want to use together, and all of those things. So I did want to apply that horizontal, but I wanted to keep it lower this time rather than upper. And with the teal, the light blue, this again is the newsprint paper. Created just with rolling various mixing colors on the jelly plate printer, nice and solid, but it's never really solid. If you're mixing a couple of colors, you just get this really nice texture. And then printing off various colors, exploring, mixing different blues so I can have them available. And my next project, though, as I was looking at some other of my favorite artists' work and just looking at different shapes and the tiny pieces of collage that they like to use. And I only do this not to copy. We are never copying, but we can borrow and change it into our own style, into our own voice, and only if it's our own voice. That's why I went searching in the first place. So when you're looking, what kind of other pieces of collage look good with this feeling that I'm trying to find or make or communicate. So that's when I go do some searching. I don't do it as much anymore, and you'll find it's great, because that means your voice is getting your artistic voice is getting clearer. Unlike mine right now, where I feel like I have to have a cough, and you'll notice my voice is it's normal. So, excuse me. So, needing some more Payne's Gray, and I thought, okay, I wanted a darker, those hexagons in the back, having another pattern, but in the very upper. So, in a way, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. It just it ended up being divided into 5 different sized color, what are we calling them? Brain fart. Color fields. Yes, different color fields. And see how you can overlap. It doesn't have to be perfect. And as I was doing it, I realized, okay, yeah, that's not bad. Okay. And if it went higher, it would have been too much. So I think that's optimum here. And I love putting the light and dark and swooshing it with those strokes. See, there's particular brush strokes that you also might want to practice with. So just and don't go and do it separately. When you're doing your pages, just go, okay, what kind of effects, especially in atmospheric, soft edges, different brushes. Just keep trying different things. And now that you have more mark making in your history, you'll go to that more often. It'll come up. That's sort of your schema. It's your filing cabinet. So what we're doing is we're building our schemas of mark making, color, all of this language, knowledge, and then you can only go and process this stuff as fast as as you're showing up for your art. But leave a comment below if you are following or doing a daily affirmation art journaling page as well every day. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes, and I have never had to upload and do it. It's crazy, but because I'm doing it I call it's not a non-authentic way, but I'm doing it daily. I'm not recording them ahead, but as I get busier, I'll have to do that. Different courses that are going to be coming up that I'm creating, but I'm just going along on this journey, and you're just coming along with me. So I'm learning just as much as you're learning, which is a fascinating thing. So doing this every day, as I was saying, my point, is incredible. So, wow, it really makes a difference. 20 minutes, like we don't have 20 minutes where we could sit down in the evenings, even before you go to bed, getting up early. I haven't had to do that. I wish. I'm so busy in the morning with my dog and all of this kind of thing. And yoga practice, which I still haven't done in a couple of days, so I'm feeling a little bad, but I'll do them at night. Again, not getting personal or anything, what other practices along with your art of this higher level thinking, higher level consciousness do you do? Do any of you do yoga, meditation? It all goes together. And this is the affirmation art journaling pages are really a fascinating part of that exploration. So I'm really loving this. I will, even though it's not a paint that I used, I will leave the color of that big collage piece in the middle because it's very purpley. It's a very it's a beautiful color. And I used it in another page earlier, but I will leave the name of that in the description below. So that piece of collage is the parchment tracing paper. So it's a little thicker, and it's really interesting. It's not transparent, but it's tougher. It's more translucent. Has a different. You can see a color underneath it, but not like the deli paper where you can really see marks, and depending on how much paint you put on top. So I'm loving the different blues, the warm blues going on in this particular color field. I'm loving the cooler blue below. And in the end, I do add a few more details to bring the eye all the way down and across. So don't forget to wait till the end, watch the whole video, because it does help the algorithm for my channel. Please, this is a thing that I really want to do full time. I am not able to do it full time. I have another full-time job. And that's why the summers are packed full of all the things that I can do. And this would be my dream job. This would be it. Courses, art teacher. I still have so much to do, but so please give it a like if you want more. And, I know there's a lot of artists out there doing this, but it does take a lot of work, believe me. So, going through some stencils, thinking of another pattern, and you see how I just drew with the Posca marker, the blue one, and I like organic, just drawn, because I don't want them perfect. So I'm thinking of that. I was thinking of the symmetrical thing on each side. That would have looked really cool too. And so I thought, okay, let's get the cardboard piece out. Let's put just a mixture of the different blues on there. I probably did not apply enough because it just sort of, okay, it doesn't really show. So I'm just going to go for it one more time without messing it up, and that's enough. If I did it for the third time, it would have been really messy because I like the lines to be, and then that beautiful blue paper, but I just didn't feel the need for it. I guess it could have been a larger circle and then that other one on top of it, but that's only in hindsight. So there's that parchment tracing paper again, and I'm just trying to tear because overlapping, and that's still too squarish. So I go, see, a different shape. So I already have that shape. Now, I put it up in the higher section because it's more related to the cooler blues. And it brings the eye up. And then I add some really cool lines with my white China marker. I'm really loving the China markers. Searching through some more collage. Oh, loving this blue. There's that China marker. And there's just a certain kind of mark I'm trying to just, I don't know what it is I'm thinking of. I know there's other marks, so I think I want to practice some more drawing marks as well with my China markers or pencil. So, wonderful. So I thought, okay, let's tear. So here's some symmetry. Just the two little purpley blue on that lovely neutral newsprint paper. And then a little bit of celestial feeling or astral feeling. And then I decide, okay, so I really don't want any below, so let's just put a block in. And that works much better. Very good, very good. All right. I was going to do some more dabs inside the squares as well, and I thought that would have just been too much. Or circles or something across. That might look really cool. You never know, I might change that in the end. And, love the blue. Love this alignment. It's like a planetary alignment, or I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff in there. Oh yeah, that's what I do. And that's just enough. And that odd one, so I fix it up. And the affirmation's right there on the bottom. I really like that. And I could tone it down too, add a little blue over the top, so your eye doesn't stay down there. It's sort of hidden. But these are just little tweaks that once we spin out of our intuitive process there, we can take a notice. But nothing, if you find you can't add or change anything in a great amount, maybe a few little tweaks here and there, it means it's done. I know this is quite a quandary for beginners. When do I know it's done? Well, it takes a while to know that. It really does. It's more of a feeling than anything. And then, of course, compositionally, you can analyze and, do all that stuff. But that's not what this art journaling page or series is about. We're not being critical because of the type of process it is. It's a feeling, it's It's whatever works in your heart, emotions, all of those wonderful things. So after I have a little video with all that leftover blue paint on the side, I use my jelly plate printer and I make some more papers up, so I'm really not wasting any paint. So there it is, affirmation journaling page number 16. I am letting go of all that no longer serves me. And I hope you are as well. And I hope you enjoyed our journaling page. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.